Hey everybody, welcome to part 2. Let's see, we have Dust Devil, nice little South African film. The TV series of Dracula, which is far better than I thought it would be. Dead of Night, Death Watch, the original Day of the Triffids, the BBC version of the Day of the Triffids, and the BBC version, the newest version of Day of the Triffids. Dead Time, which is a good little English slasher film. Undead or Alive, Demon Wind, The Devil May Cry, that's animated. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, The Brilliant Deep Rising, The Devil Inside, which I thought was pretty bad, The Dresden Files, Drag Me to Hell, Deathline, Doghouse, nice little English comedy zombie film, Death Note 1 and 2, absolutely brilliant, Dead Air, equally brilliant Dead Snow, Dark Hour, French film, Daybreakers, The Devil in Me, The Dentist, 2-disc special edition of The Descent, The Descent Part 2, Damned by Dawn, The Brilliant Dog Soldiers, Demon House. Now this is actually I believe it's the first part of Night of the Demons films, but over here in Britain it's called Demon House for some reason. To the Devil a Daughter, The Devil's Playground, Demoniac, which is rubbish, Evil Angel, the DVD trilogy of The Evil Dead, which is brilliant. I have ordered the original Evil Dead, that should be coming shortly on Blu-ray. The remake, which was really good. The Exorcist trilogy, which is an awesome box set. Exorcist The Beginning, the Eye trilogy, Extinction, Exit Humanity, Evidence, Event Horizon, The Evil of Frankenstein, The Entity, and Encounters of a Spooky Kind. Now down here, End of Days, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, End of the Line, which is a really good Canadian film, Eaters of the Dead, and these are only Friday the 13th films. Freddy vs. Jason, and plus the remake of Friday the 13th, Embrace of the Vampire. These are only Final Destination films. This is the Fly Collection, all 5 films. Good little box set. Frankenstein's Army, From Hell, ending's a bit rubbish but not bad film. Final Exam, Flight of the Living Dead, Forced from, I think it's 1920 or 20, I think 22 actually. The original Fright Night, Fright Night the remake, I've got to get these on Blu-ray. Full Moon, Werewolf film, Fear.com, Forsaken, Desert Vampires, my absolute favourite ghost film ever. This is the 2-disc special edition of The Fog. And yes, unfortunately I own the terrible remake from Dusk Till Dawn trilogy. Got to get them on Blu-ray. Frostbite, which is Sweden's very first vampire film. It's not bad, bit of a comedy. The Fearless Vampire Killers. The Fades, which was a British TV series. And Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, plus Captain Cronus. Nice little box set. Steel tin edition of The Fall of House of Usher. Oh, he's getting tight. Frankenstein, starring Luke Goss. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. From Beyond, which was quite good. Watched that earlier today. This is a double with the original Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein on it. And here we have Frankenstein Created Woman. Now bear with me, I've just got to get up. Right. Up here we have Peter Jackson's director's cut of The Frighteners. The Feast trilogy, which I really enjoyed them. The Funhouse. Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. Another film called Graveyard Shift, which is a vampire film. The Golem. The Ghost Train, which is a Thai film. Gabriel. The Excellent The Gate. The Gorgon. For some reason I've got Grave Encounters on DVD. Yeah, I've got Grave Encounters 2 on Blu-ray. So I'll have to get the Blu-ray of the first one. The Guard Post, which I believe is another Thai film, I think. Ginger Snaps. Ginger Snaps 2. Ginger Snaps 3. All three are brilliant films. Ghost Game, which is another Thai film. Original Grudge. Grudge 2. Grudge 3. And this is The Grudge, White Ghost and Black Ghost. Shift them around. That's the remake of The Grudge. Remake of The Grudge 2. Korean ghost film called The Ghost. The Ghost of Frankenstein. The Ghost School Quartet, which is I think a Japanese trilogy. It's either Japanese or Korean. Ghosts of Mars. Ghost Rig. The Ghoul. The Grave Dancers. Grave of the Vampire. Graveyard Disturbance. Going to Pieces documentary. Ghost Ship. The House Collection, all 4 of them. Just got this one, the 35th anniversary edition of Halloween on Blu-ray, steel tin, and Halloween 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, however you want to pronounce them. The 2 Rob Zombie remakes. House, oh, you cannot really see that. House of the Dead, which was utter rubbish. House of the Dead 2, which was a lot better. A Canadian film called House of Blood. Let's see. We have Hansel and Gretel, The Witch Hunters, which was really good. A double disc edition of the original Hills of Eyes. Hills of Eyes Part 2. Extended cut of the Hills of Eyes, the remake. Hills of Eyes 2 remake. Hammer House of Horror, all 13 episodes of the TV series. Hellraiser box set with parts 1, 2, and 3, plus a documentary on there. Hellraiser 4, which is Bloodline. Hellraiser 5, which is Inferno. The original House on Haunted Hill. The remake of House on Haunted Hill. A British TV series called The Hex, Season 1 and Season 2. This is brilliant. This is a French zombie film called The Horde. Can't recommend that enough. Classic Horror Collection. It has Hands of the Ripper, The Monster and the Uncanny on it. And this one is the Vampyre Collection. Both of these are from Hammer. This one contains Countess Dracula, Twins of Evil and Vampire Circus. The original Haunting and the remake, which the original is absolutely brilliant. I've only got Hostel Part 1 and 2 on DVD. I'll probably invest in the Blu-ray box set. Now this is the Hammer Horror Originals. Really good. You get trading cards inside of it, and it contains The Curse of Frankenstein, Dracula and The Mummy. Well worth it. I've had it for a few years. Horror Express. The special edition of The Howling, which again I'm going to have to get this on Blu-ray. Howling Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 6 and Part 7. I'm missing Part 5 and Part 8, but I'm in no hurry because I didn't think that, much of the rest of them. First one was brilliant, second one was okay. I think it's marsupials, which should never have been made. But moving on, we have House of Wax. Now this has got the Vincent Price one on it, and it's got the original Mystery of the Wax Museum with Lionel Atworth. House of Wax remake. The Hills Run Red. House of Bones. Hellgate. The Horror of Frankenstein, House of Frankenstein, Happy Birthday to Me, great 80s slasher, House of the Devil, not a bad film, bit slow at the beginning, Haxan, Witchcraft Through the Ages, a silent film, and Hatchet Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, and I think they're brilliant films. And The House That Dripped Blood, High School of the Dead anime, Hellborn, Hell Knight, Humans vs Zombies, Humongous, The Hunger, House by the Cemetery, going to get the Blu-ray of that, Human Centipede, The Human Centipede Part 2, I Saw the Devil, which is I think it's a Japanese film. The Initiation, which I really enjoyed. BBC version of The Invisible Man. The 2-disc version of The Phantom of the Opera and The Invisible Man from Universal Studios. The Brilliant It. Nice French film called Inside, really good. Inferno, which I'm going to have to get on Blu-ray. This is a 30th anniversary DVD edition. Island of the Dead, or Isle of the Dead. Special edition of Interview with the Vampire, which I want this out on Blu-ray, hopefully. Very first Blu-ray I got, which is Island of Lost Souls, the original, when is it from? 1932 with Charles Lawtrey. Really good film. Insidious 1 and 2. It, The Terror from Beyond Space. It Came from Beneath the Sea. Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. Jason X. Jason Goes to Hell. Jack the Ripper, the TV series with Michael Caine, really good. Another good one, Japanese zombie film called Junk. The original Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. 2-disc version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's the 1932 and the 1941 versions. One of the Dead. Oh, it's the wrong way around. Kolchak the Night Stalker. King Kong. Kiss of the Vampire. Kill Zombie. Killer Party. What's this called? Limited edition collector's box, the Bloodthirsty trilogy. Legacy of Dracula, Lake of Dracula, Evil of Dracula. All three are Japanese vampire films with a Japanese Dracula. The Brilliant Let the Right One In. Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. And the Lost Boys trilogy on Blu-ray. I'll do this shelf and then I'll call it a day. The Exorcism. The Lost World. Little Shop of Horrors. Livid. The Vampires, which is crap. Legion. Legion of the Dead. 2-disc special edition of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The Legend of Hell House, which is absolutely brilliant. The double-disc edition of Last House on the Left. Steel tin edition of Life Force, which is absolutely brilliant. Oh, come on, except for now doesn't want to go back in. Land of the Dead. Lust for a Vampire. Living Dead in Manchester Morgue. Lighthouse. TV series called Moonlight about a vampire detective. The Midnight Meat Train. Monster Man. The Original Mummy. The Mask of Red Death. The Mole People. The original My Bloody Valentine. The remake of My Bloody Valentine 3D. Mama. Nemesis. Night of the Living Dead. Mirrors. The Brilliant Maximum Overdrive. Manhunt, which is really good. I think it's a Norwegian or Swedish film. Maniac Cop. Maniac Cop 2. Mother of Tears. Mutants. The Mist. Mimic 1 and 2. Nothing Left to Fear. Night of the Demons, the original 1950s film. Night of the Demons 2. Oh, it's going to fall. Night of the Demons 2 there. The remake of Night of the Demons. Near Dark. And the one misbehaving. Night Watch and Day Watch. Thank you very much. I've still got these 2 shelves and these 4, which I'll do at a later time because I'm being called away at the moment. So, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.